license and registration, he can sense your aggravation.
On the head of the fallen angel.
When the world is muttering under the floorboards, stomp even louder.
Time.
Let them know you are alive today.
Or unhum.
Did you know that your hands came with a ripple effect?
Whisper tones unraveling like silk.
Blood, sweat, and tears win by any means poetry.
Wait, look at me. Is a piece of the pie too good for me?
Some may call it rock the mic. We call it poetry.
Chalices. If God put his son through the cross, how little of us is asked when we are given life's challenges. Challenges that appear to be the burdens of the world on our shoulders. They are, in fact, but a speck of sand on the shores of the universe. The most tumultuous ordeal, but the shift of a single hair on God's head. Every challenge he predestined at the dawn of time when he set creation into motion. He has already wept for our pain, and his tears created the oceans and the seas. He has reveled in our victories, and his joy burst forth as the beaming sun. When mountains and valleys seem to delay our journey and detour us from our destination, God wants to remind us that our true destination is at his side in glory. What we may view as mountains and valleys are, in reality, signposts illuminating our paths. We must understand that life's challenges are put there not to overwhelm or break us, but rather they are merely God's fingers gently shaping and molding us from empty vessels of clay into overflowing chalices of pure gold. Well, hello. Welcome to Sojourn with Words. I'm your host, Sistah Joy, and we are so very honored to have a wonderful poet. Of course, we only present wonderful poets here on Sojourn with Words, and this being our 20th year, we're absolutely seeking the best and showing the best. Today, we have with us, her name is Legacy Severe, so that kind of tells you something about what she brings. She is a spoken word artist in a spiritual vibe. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about her before I bring her on. But before I do, Legacy, welcome to Sojourn with Words.
Hello. Thank you so much, Sister Joy, for this wonderful invitation. I'm so excited to be here and minister.
We're happy to have you here. And we want our viewers to know a little bit about you before we get into our conversation. So, Sojourn with Words family, this again is Legacy Severe, and she is a creative, captivating spoken word poet whose mission is to use her gift of words, most of whom have heard her would agree, faith-based spoken word. That's what she brings. And she brings us to transform minds and hearts to advance the kingdom of God. Her ministry touches hearts and inspires change, sharing messages of hope, purpose, and faith. Now, this is through rhyme and rhythm. She connects with audiences, delivering a thought-provoking poetry that empowers and encourages. She's been featured at numerous churches and other venues throughout the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia community or area, including one of the very popular spots in D.C., which is the Wharf D.C., and also right here in Prince George's County, Bowie State University. Now, Legacy brings her poems from the page to the stage, And as she does so, her goal is to simply impact, inspire, and empower. And that is to do so affecting the minds for the sake of the gospel. She is truly a living legacy, using her words to transform minds for the gospel. So again, this is Legacy Severe, and we are so very happy to have you with us, Legacy. So, first of all, are you from this area, or are you a transplant?
I am from the DMV area. I am in Waldorf, Maryland.
Okay. So you're local, and we love it when we get to support the hometown. We know that we have, because of our virtual platform, we have the ability to bring poets on from around the globe, and that is what we have done in numerous instances. And we're very happy to have one of our very own. Now, when you think about your poetry, ministry is a serious thing. I too have headed the poetry ministry at my church, Ebenezer AME Church in Fort Washington, Maryland. And when you think about your poetry as a ministry, do you feel that your poetry ministered to you before it ever ministered to others? And if so, how is that? How does that make you feel? And how is that for you?
Yes. So I look at ministry like a cup. You can't pour out if there was nothing poured in. So God downloaded experiences, circumstances, situations, his word in me to bring forth this ministry. Now, although it is a beautiful art form that is used across the globe and worldwide, I had to realize what I was here for. And when you realize your mission, you realize the work that has to be done, you don't take that assignment lightly. So I'm like, you know what, Lord, I'm going to use my breath to praise you. I'm going to use whatever you have given me, whatever gift of words that you've given me to just glorify your name. So that's how it became more of, although it's art, it is art, but it's more than just art.
Absolutely. And because it is more than art, is there a base, a home base? Do you have a church home here in the area?
I do. Right now, I do attend City of Praise Family Ministries.
Okay, give a shout out to your pastor.
Yes, Bishop Joel and Pastor Yolanda.
Okay. Well, we're very happy that they are sharing you with the community in such a powerful way. What was there a moment when you realized that your poetry wasn't just art? What took it from art to ministry? And what changed after that? I mean, was there a change, or do you feel that it just was a natural course of action that allowed you to grow?
Yes. So a while back, I was very negative in my words, in my mindset. And now looking back, I believe that is where God wanted to change my life and really make it my ministry with words. Because it's always been words with me. It's always been mindset with me. It's always been legacy, watch your words, legacy. Like if anything that needed to be cleansed, it needed to be my tongue. And the Lord really has done his work over time, and from coming from a negative mindset into a positive one, and a negative words into positive words. And he showed me that there's power in your words, power of life and death. So I was like, wow, okay. And just showing me that when you speak life, God is able to enter and his love is able to enter. And I was able to experience that on a whole new level. And I'm just so grateful that he decided to change me and not leave me where I was, because I never saw this in the future, like, oh, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this. He started me off very slowly. Like, okay, I want you to first start with Motivational Mondays on Instagram. And I'm like, okay. So every Monday, get in front of the camera. Hey, guys, I just want to motivate you this morning. And then that was that. And then he started to lead me into different online events. Like, okay, do something for Women's Month and do something for Thanksgiving and all of this stuff. And then boom, poetry. And I was introduced to poetry in high school.
Okay.
And after that is when the Lord was like, do you see what I'm doing here? Like, I'm trying to transform your words. I'm trying to transform your mindset. But see, here's the thing. Back then, when I had that negative mindset and when I had those negative words, he didn't put me in the spotlight. He was like, wait a minute, I got to prune my daughter first. Wait a minute, I got to work on her first before I bring her into what this ministry is now. So I'm grateful.
Well, certainly, it's obvious that your passion is ministry, and you're gifted in that regard. I can say that firsthand because we featured you at my church, and truly many were blessed, and that was something that I was very honored to have that opportunity. Now, when you think about your poetry journey, not your ministry journey, but your poetry journey, what steps did you take? You stated that words were always your thing, and while they were not always positive, and God brought you to a place of understanding the power of word, and so now you have transformed your message to that of uplift and empowerment. So when you think about yourself as a poet, are there other poets or spoken word artists that have influenced you, that you feel that are trailblazers in their own right that have made a difference in your life?
I would say yes. I would say yes, because there are a lot of poets that I encounter, and they have great pieces, great messages. And I meet them at open mics, I meet them at different poetry events and stuff like that. I wouldn't say no one influenced my flow.
Okay.
That really came from God. So it wasn't like, oh, I like this person's flow, let me incorporate that into my own writing. It wasn't.
Yeah, I
But
certainly understand that. Yeah.
yeah, it was very God led, God sent, God breathed. But I do love going to poetry events and hearing how God moves through other people's eyes and other people's lives, and just seeing how they form that in words and poetry. That's something, because anybody can get up and share their testimony and like, okay, guys, this is what I've been through. This is how God delivered me. But it's something when you take poetry and put that in there and just flow and through rhymes and rhythm. And it's like, oh wow. Oh wow. And it's very engaging. You know what I mean? It's not boring. It's a very engaging art. And just seeing how ministry can be weaved into that, I feel like that's an incredible thing to see and watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are there poets whose works you read?
I have dibbled and dabbled in some poetry books. Yes, I have. And I actually have some poetry books upstairs right now. So I love reading it every now and then.
Anything. We don't want you to go get anything. I'm just, if there's somebody that comes to mind that has influenced you, as poetry that you've read, that you feel like it really touched your spirit, whether it was spiritual poetry or just poetry.
I would say it's a lot. The thing is, in the poetry world, I do feel like sometimes a lot of people, they have Christian poetry, but then on the other side, they also have worldly poetry, which is, I feel like sometimes sometimes it's hard for me to say I have a favorite poet, but I have favorite pieces from those poets.
Right.
So
Okay.
if that kind of
I
makes sense.
got you. I got you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let's see. There's a couple of things that I guess want to know. What has it been like to create words that come from your hurt, not your heart, but your hurt, knowing that it might speak to someone else's healing?
I would say speaking from hurt and letting that be a driving point to someone's healing is very important because you're creating a bridge for somebody else to cross over. You're like, I was hurt, but now I'm making a way for somebody else to go through. And you know that phrase that sometimes as people, we use hurt people hurt people. But how about hurt people heal people? If you've been through that path, if you've walked that path before, why bring somebody else on that path and let them get hurt as well? No. If there were stones and stuff in your way, you're like, whoo, this is painful. If you see someone else coming down that path, you're gonna move those stones and be like, here you go, come on through. You got it, keep believing, trusting God. That is what ministry is. That is what poetry is. It's providing a path in someone else's wilderness so they can see the light. So
I love that. Creating a path in someone else's wilderness. That lets us know that you are truly sending messages of God because you are uplifting in such a powerful way. I want to thank you for just sharing from the heart right here on Sojourn with Words. We are blessed to be listening to engaged in a conversation with Legacy Severe, and she is going to be sharing some of her wonderful poetry, some of her spoken word artistry, and I hope you will receive it in the spirit in which it's given. We don't always have spiritual poets here on Sojourn with Words, so today is something a bit different as we celebrate our 20th year. I am a woman of faith, so I embrace the message that she is sharing, and I hope you will too. So, Legacy, one last thing. What advice would you give to someone who feels called to speak but doubts that their voice is enough? One quick message, because we want to get to the poetry.
I would say that everything works out for your good. And in scripture, in Psalm, it says, let everything that have breath praise the Lord. So don't let your doubts, don't let your insecurities, don't let your fears, don't let your worries stop you from doing your kingdom assignment because God called you. So answer the call, give him your yes, and let him transform your life for the good.
All right, now that's what I'm talking about. Well, once again, Legacy Severe, right here on CTV through Sojourn with Words, presenting a message of inspiration. And we're believing that she is now going to continue that message in her powerful way of spoken word artistry. Legacy, what would you share with our viewers here today on Sojourn with Words?
Yes, so today, first I'm going to share a poem called, I'm going to start with the meaning of life. The meaning of life. Okay. What is the meaning of life, you ask? What is the meaning of living? The meaning of breathing, to be given a second chance. What it means to rise up every morning and find yourself wanting an identity with purpose that might just be calling a name that sounds like yours, but you're not really sure. Begging for signs that you don't see, so you're clueless of what life you're heading towards. Why does this feel like war between the person I am and who I was once before? What did I do it for? Because one moment feels like I gave enough, then the next feels like there's more to be given. What is the meaning of all these decisions? What is the meaning of doing everything you can just to live the best life you've envisioned? What is the meaning? The meaning of life itself. What is the feeling? What do we tell ourselves? Is life about the glitz and glamour makeup poses and the beauty queens, paper chasing Lamborghini satisfying every need? Is life about the passion for fashion and what we post up on the gram, spending money we don't have so we can flex it just for them? Is this life? Is this how we're living? Do you think you were born to fit in? Or did you hand yourself over to the world thinking that they will one day change the girl or the boy who you once were and create a new identity that requires so much more? It requires you to walk like them and talk like them and act like them and dress like them, but you're not them. You are a child of God. Romans tells us to not conform to the world and its facade. Galatians tells us that God chose us to be free and to not use our freedom to do what our simple selves please, but to serve others with love instead, and to not only be hearers of the word, but be doers of what it said. Now that, my friend, is the meaning of life. It's not about the worldly pleasures that keeps us enticed. It's not about the clothes we buy for a high price. It's about showing others their way to Christ. So, what's the meaning of life, you ask? What's the meaning of living? The meaning of breathing. To be given a second chance. It means to rise up every morning, to finding yourself not conforming to the world's voice, but to God who is calling you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Please continue. Oh my.
Okay, so this next poem is called Where Are You? Gotta take a breather. Okay. It feels like I'm lost in the wilderness, don't know where to go. As I grew up, I had to learn that people come and they go. I wonder why life had to hit me with this whoops and uh-ohs, you know, the ones that happen unexpectedly. One day you're my friend and the next you're my enemy. It's killing me every time you see, because what I get is rolled eyes and backs turned to me. Is this what I deserve? Have I not been in your word, God? Please answer me. I just want my voice to be heard because I'm feeling neglected and unchosen. God, what did I do for things to go slow motion? I feel brokenhearted. What have I started? Am I asking too much? I've been waiting for some time for your lovely soft touch. I remember all those difficult times you came in clutch. See, there we go again. Compare my past to my present. But it seems like you were there before, but right now feels like you're absent. Man, what happened? Because I thought you loved me and cared. Maybe that's why I sit and wonder why my wheels aren't repaired. Maybe that's why my engine won't start. Because I ain't going nowhere. I mean, in my mind, I felt like I was driving to my designated place. Until God saw different and stopped me in this complicated space. So let's retrace to first base, God. What you trying to say? Do you really hear me pray? Do you see me on my knees with tears on my face? I'll be bawling while calling your name, singing while writing in pain, faking while smiling. It's lame, but really it's all just a game I'm playing, but wishing it changed. Change for the better. See, you don't know how many words I wrote in my songs and letters. You don't know how many demons I be fighting in prayers. You don't know how many smiles I be faking. There's layers. But I don't think you care. You just skip my page. I don't think you notice. You don't look too engaged. You know what? Maybe I'm overthinking, or it may be true. Looks like I'm taking matters into my own hands, so you can step back, boo. You think you got it? You got everything under control? Well, I'm sorry, but today I think you lost a soul. Wait, God, please just stay, because I realized you didn't have to wake me up today. And you didn't have to let me talk with words to say. And at times I feel as if I'm impatient, hoping for a change while crying down in my basement, replacing all the frustrations with good thoughts and sensation. But I can't seem to stop thinking of this crazy pain station I'm stationed in this situation. And that's what I say. I feel like God is just ignoring me every day. Feels like I'm asking all these questions, but he keeps running away. And that's because I don't feel him. I don't see him. I mean, God, are you here? I feel like every time I talk to him, it goes in one ear and out the other. Asking for miracles and change one after the other. You're like the only one I go to when my times are tough, when I'm not enough. Lord, I sin so much, I should be in handcuffs. Shut up. I feel like that's what he tells me to do. Telling me, you talk too much, you're so impatient, and you are so rude. It feels like I don't give him the time to make his decisions. It feels like I'm the bad Christian. So have you ever been in my shoes where you felt that division and you sit here trying to put the pieces together because every tear that you wipe, you thought that it will get better? When you said it by now, you thought he heard your prayer? Maybe I'm overthinking. Or maybe it's true. Maybe I have to stop the negativity and start saying what's true. Maybe I have to put all my trust in him. And that's what I'll do. Thank you.
Oh, yes. The messages are truly uplifting and empowering, and you're teaching along the way. Thank you so much. You have one, well, do you have another that we can allow our viewers to get to know a little bit more about Legacy Severe? And for those that just came in late, you're listening to and you're watching Legacy Severe present her spoken word artistry right here on Sojourn with Words on CTV. We're very happy to have, hopefully, one more.
Yes, I'm going to do this last one. It's very short, very short. Okay. And it's called Worth. It's called Worth poem. Worth starts with loving who you are with all your heart. Sometimes accepting all our flaws is the hardest part. Everyone here have some insecurities. We all have something we want to change, like, God, can you change me, please? I just want to be perfect. And I just want to be tough. We look in the mirror as if we're not good enough. We call them flaws and we call them imperfections because what we want to look like is not matching our reflection. We're complaining and begging God in every direction. People, I think we're missing the connection. See, when God created us, he created us unique, handmade by the one and only. He made us complete. What I'm trying to say is we don't accept the beautiful people that we are already. We play comparison games so much that we start to act petty. The world's eyes are not seen clearly because the lenses are shady. They portray a specific image for every gent and lady. So why try to fit in the world's way when you were created to be distinct? You can attract attention in your own style. It doesn't matter what they think. So let's go in today with something different in mind, saying that my value is beyond measure and I'm one of a kind. And that's the view you should have for a lifetime. Thank you.
Okay. Legacy Severe, right here on CTV. Sojourn with Words, presenting the best always. Thank you so much, Legacy. We're very happy that you were with us today. It was a power-packed session, and we know that our viewers will love you as we do here at CTV. Be in touch, and always remember, when that notion comes your way, pick up a pen. Always take the power in your hand and keep writing.